rise of the European share as planned by the 2014 roadmap, and the affirmation again that we will maintain the commitments we took, which are to reach 2% of the GDP by 2024.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel says NATO members are already sharing defense budgets. Speaking in Brussels, she said her country's contribution to the NATO alliance is second to the US.
US President Donald Trump demanded that burden sharing change, as has been discussed for months, and we, or I did for myself, as did many others, made it clear that we're on the way and that this is in our own interest and will strengthen us. I can only summarise the result, that there was a clear commitment to NATO by all and a distinct readiness by all to contribute their part in the face of a changed security environment.
James Rodgers is a military expert and commentator on NATO affairs, and he joins me now in the studio. Thank you very much for coming in, James. So Trump came to the summit with a lot of criticism, singling out Germany with very harsh comments, but then he said in the end, great summit. Can we believe him?
Well, I think he's sort of blowing hot and cold on this issue, or playing good cop, bad cop. On the one hand, he's trying to say to his European allies, you have to increase your defence spending as you committed to do in 2014. And on the other hand, he's saying, well, NATO is still great, and he still wants to support the alliance as the President of the United States.
So he also says the members have agreed to increase spending.
Yes.
Have they?
Yes, they have. In 2014, at the Newport Summit, they agreed to move closer to 2% of GDP.
And do you think that's possible?
No, it seems that they are unlikely to be able to reach that. Some are, and some are moving very, very quickly indeed. For example, the Baltic states, particularly Latvia and Lithuania, have moved already to 2% in 4 years, whereas some allies are unable to, it seems, reach that level. Germany, in particular, has said that it will not be able to reach 2% by 2024.
So do you believe the criticism is right, though? Are members doing their fair share?
No. On some issues, the NATO allies, particularly those in Europe, particularly those in Western Europe, the richer, wealthier allies, they need to do more to contribute to the West's defence and to contribute to NATO.
So we were saying, will NATO survive Trump? Has it, do you think?
So far it has, but Trump is a very unpredictable character, as we know. So we need to look into the future. But one way to maintain the US commitment and Trump's commitment would be, of course, to increase defence spending to 2% of GDP.
And despite all the harsh words, has it been a successful summit, do you believe?
It's been successful as I think people hoped it would be. Mr. Trump hasn't made any sort of too outlandish pronouncements. He hasn't threatened to withdraw from the alliance. But I think the alliance needs to move much faster on the defence spending issue in order to reach the 2% to keep the Americans, and Mr. Trump in particular, happy.
And what do you expect on his visit to the UK now?
Yes, I hope that the trip or the visit goes well. The US is a very important ally to the UK and to other European countries. But again, Mr. Trump is somewhat unpredictable. So.
Well, thank you very much for that insight there and coming in, James Rodgers.
Thank you.
Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan